Welcome to Dynamics of Dialogue, your one-stop shop for peace and love on the airwaves, a safe space for people of color and our allies. Join us every week as we have real dialogue with people going through real life. Your dynamic, your dialogue. Come get some. Hey everybody, this is your host, Rebel Queen. Welcome back to Dynamics of Dialogue. We're here with everybody in the studio today. I want to give a shout out to Kiki Perry.
Hey, this is Kiki Perry. Happy New Year, everyone. Glad to be back in the studios.
And we got Takesha Smith in the studio today.
Hi, Happy New Year.
And we've got El Lachey Farmer.
Hello. I hope everybody's enjoying the day. Always good to chat with.
Yes, yeah. So I'm glad that everybody was able to, we're all able to get back together for this important discussion. Today, the topic is, where were the parents? And before we begin our dialogue, I'd like to read this quote from the book from the book Pimp by Iceberg Slim. It says, "A pimp is happy when his whores giggle, for he knows they're still asleep." And that's Robert Beck, a.k.a. Iceberg Slim. And we're having this discussion about where were the parents. Right now, you know, a lot of us have seen this documentary about what's going on with R. Kelly. And it's triggered a lot of discussion. It's triggered a lot of people into feeling a lot of things because we've all got a lot of past experience with it, I think, in some way, on one side of it or another. So we want to talk about it. Talk about the experiences we've had. We have everyone in this room today has an experience with it in some form or fashion. And I wanted to create that space for us to have this dialogue and share some of these concerns. So, Keisha, Kiki, you want to start out with some of the things you were sharing?
Basically, I was sharing earlier that, in my first marriage, I was actually married to a R. Kelly. He was actually molested as a child by someone his mother entrusted in babysitting him. And I personally feel like that molestation, not getting help for it, created him to be the person he is today.
Getting help for it.
Right, not getting help for it created him to be the person he is today. Because this man is 51 years old and he's still doing the same things and that he has done over the years of his life. But where are the parents? That's really touchy for me, because putting the blame on the parents for grown men taking advantage, molesting, doing inappropriate things with children. And I don't care. I know a lot of these people on social media and, you know, are saying the documentary of these parents, these kids are, you know, fast and grown and things like that. But these are still adult men who make choices. And a lot of these parents don't even know. They don't know what their teenage daughters are doing.
They don't. And I think for any one of us that have had kids, it is when kids are smart, you're right. They're usually the kids are always more technically savvy than their parents because they're, growing up in a new age of technology.
Right.
So it's so difficult to combat. Are you kidding me?
Right.
To keep a track on what these kids are doing, especially with the internet. We didn't even have the internet when we were kids.
Exactly.
So I can only imagine, and you're right. So I think the thing that we have to really consider is this grooming process. And that's what that comment speaks to.
Right.
Right. The Iceberg Slim, a pimp is happy when his whores giggle. And I said it last week and I'll say it again. I don't use the word whore. If I use the word whore, it's for a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Because whores aren't born,
Right.
they're
Right.
made.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's a condition. So really what's on the table is, rather than blaming the parent
Right.
Right.
for not being able to keep track of this child who has determined to do whatever it is they
Which
want.
is virtually impossible to
It's-
keep track of your kid every second, minute,
can't.
hour of the day.
Right.
You just
Yes.
can't, especially when a person doesn't want to,
Right.
when they're in
Right.
disagreement. So we have to start to put the onus on these men. What
That's the blame.
And think about his statement when his whores are still, he knows that they're still asleep.
Yeah.
When I
Mhm.
think about that, that tells me, he's paraphrasing, the